Okay, যেটা বলতেছিলাম, let us start. So we have three different states of matters: solids, liquids, and gases. They're called as three states of matter. Okay, if you look at how the solid, liquid, and gas particles they are arranged, so you see solid, the particles are in layer structure, right? They are very tightly packed with each other. That's why you cannot go through, say, you cannot go through a wall because wall is solid, right? But see, liquid, the particles are not arranged very regularly. They're irregularly arranged. They're not that much packed as solid. That's why you can swim through water, right? Through these spaces. Is it clear? You can swim through liquid. Why? Because there are some spaces in between the particles and the particles are not regularly arranged. But তুমি যত স্পিডে তুমি সুইম করতে পারো এর চেয়ে অনেক স্পিডে তুমি রান করতে পারো. You can run through gases. Because of what? Because the gas particles are so much away from each other. They are far away from each other. So you can run and you can swim. But you cannot go through solid. So that's how we need to understand. And this is how the particles are arranged. You see, in a solid, the particles are usually arranged regularly. Their arrangement is regular. They're packed. They're very packed closely or tightly together. The particles are only able to vibrate in a fixed point. Achha, this is important. Even though you see solid particles do not move, but if you can see them with an electronic microscope, all the solid particles present in this universe, they vibrate in a very fixed point. They vibrate. If you see a solid particle with an electronic microscope. Hello. Do you understand? Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Sir, we can hear you.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good. So you see, so these things will score 1 mark for each. We'll show you a table where you will find all these things are written. We'll show you that. So their arrangement is regular. They are tightly packed. Their movement is they only vibrate about a fixed point. Hello. কিছু বললা? They can't move around. The particles have strong force of attraction between them, which will keep them together. So that is how these are the properties of solids. Then see a liquid. How is their arrangement? The particles will still mostly touching, but some gaps have appeared. This is why liquids are usually less dense than solid, that you know. The forces between the particles are less effective and the particles can move around each other. The particles in a liquid are arranged randomly. So their arrangement is random. They are not regularly arranged. See, solid are regularly arranged, but their arrangement is a bit irregular. They are not so tightly or so closely packed as the solid particles. So that is how liquid goes. Just 1 minute, come in. The particles in a gas are moving randomly at high speed in all directions. So these are gases. So they move randomly at high speed in all directions. In a gas, the particles are much farther away from each other. There are almost no force of attraction between them. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so এটার জন্য আমরা তোমাদেরকে একটা টেবল দিব. You can easily understand. So some issues you need to point out. Number one, how is their arrangement? They will ask you to differentiate arrangement. So solid is regularly arranged, liquid is irregularly arranged, and gases are far away from each other. So there is no fixed arrangement pattern for gases. Number two, how is their movement? So their movement, arrangement, movement. So for solid, they only vibrate in a fixed point. Liquid, the particles can slide over each other. Liquid particles can slide over each other. That's why you can swim through them. And for gases, the movement is random. The movement is random, so they are moving randomly. So these things they will ask. And another thing they will say, it's how is the energy of the particles? Energy. Solid particles, they have almost no energy. So their kinetic energy, if you say, their kinetic energy, since they cannot move much, their kinetic energy is lowest. Liquid a bit higher than solid. Liquid, their kinetic energy. So energy or kinetic energy, that is their potential to move. Kinetic energy means how is their potential to move. Say for example, a horse have more kinetic energy than a cow, because horse has more potential to move than a cow. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So kinetic energy, solid lowest, liquid more than solid, gases has highest kinetic energy. Gases have highest kinetic energy, so they can move very fast. So that is how it goes, their properties. Then interconversions. Just let me tell you in this way. Say for example, solid, liquid, and gas. So if we give example for solid, liquid, and gas, it's like this: solid to gas, gas back to solid. So we will try to complete the whole discussion within with this triangle. With this triangle. So let me write with another color. Solid, say, just let us take the example of water. Water in solid form is ice, its liquid form is water, and in gas it is steam. Fine. Wait a second. Okay, so you see, if we give this example of ice, then what happens? You will tell me, I want to make ice, I want to change solid ice to liquid water. How will do? Solid, liquid, and gas. What I will do?
Boil it.
I want to make solid ice to liquid water.
You will heat it.
Heating means heat করে আমি কি করব? Solid কে আমি কি করলে water হবে?
You will break their bond.
I will heat it to melt, right? So to convert from solid to liquid, any matter, if you want to convert from solid to liquid, you need to give heat, and the process is melting. Do you understand? ঠিক আছে? Okay, এখন তোমার liquid water আছে, তুমি এটাকে solid ice বানাইতে চাও, কি করবা?
Freeze.
Freeze করবা. Very good job. So the process is freezing. Fine. So solid to liquid is melting and liquid to solid is freezing. And always remember the example of water so that you are not confused. So solid ice to water, আমরা কি করি? আমরা melt করি ice কে. Ice যদি melt হয়ে যায় তাহলে এটা liquid water হবে. And if we need to freeze, make ice from water, we freeze it. So that is it, melting and freezing. Then liquid water কে আমরা steam, gaseous water বানাইতে চাই, কি করব? কি করব?
Evaporate.
লিকুইড ওয়াটারকে আমরা ইয়ে করতে চাই, গ্যাসিয়াস ওয়াটার বানাইতে চাই, কি করব?
Evaporate.
এভাপোরেট। ভেরি গুড। আমাদের দুইটা প্রসেস আছে। আচ্ছা আমি একটু চেঞ্জ করি একটা জিনিস। এটাকে এইভাবে লিখি বেটার। Liquid to gas, gas to liquid. Okay, so what I'm saying is liquid to gas, you say it's evaporating. আরেকটা নাম আছে এটার, কি বলো তো?
Boiling.
Boiling. Very good job. So evaporation or boiling, if we do, then liquid water will turn to gaseous water. Number one. Then gas back to liquid. What will do?
Condensation.
Condensing. Condensing. মানে আমরা যদি condense করতে পারি gaseous water কে, then it will turn to liquid water. So condensing. And we have another thing, which is we want to make solid ice to directly to steam, solid to gas, bypassing the liquid state, solid to gas. What will do?
Sublimation.
Okay, very good job. So it's sublimation. Maybe you will not heard of this often. Sublimation. Sublimating or sublimation, and gas back to solid. Do you know? A gas you will convert to solid. What will do?
Sir, it is something with D, I guess.
What is that?
So is it distillation or something?
No, it's not distillation. Distillation করে আমরা হচ্ছে গ্যাসকে লিকুইড বানাই, which is distillation is a process. It's a practical aspect of condensing, right? Gas to solid. We have many names for this. One is solidification. Another is deposition. Sometimes in other word we say reverse sublimation and reverse sublimation. So you can take a note of this or take a screenshot. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So এগুলাই আমরা এখানে লিখছি দেখো। Changing state between solid and liquid. So if we heat solid, then and if it reaches its melting point, then it will melt and it will turn to liquid. So it's given. See, solid particles, if you heat, then melting will be done and the regular arrangement of solid will be broken down. So whatever you have learned in the first phase here, so you will just change. When you will change, you will just write the changes if they give more marks to you. So the arrangement, if they ask what will be the change what will be the change in particle nature of the matter if something is changed from solid to liquid, give the changes in terms of say arrangement, movement and energy of the particles. So what you will write, their arrangement will be distorted, so the regular arrangement will turn to irregular arrangement, number one. Number two, their movement, when they were solid, their movement was only vibration in a fixed point. Now the particles, their movement has increased and they can slide over each other now, right? They can slide over each other now, and their kinetic energy will increase. Do you understand? 3 points. Can you write?
Yes, sir.
তোমাকে 3 marks দিলে you just write from the first from the above 3 points what we have discussed here. You need to give these points only because you already know what are the properties of solid, liquid and gases in terms of arrangement, movement and kinetic energy. Sanim Ryan, Sunny Brian, you please turn on your camera because we can see a chicken, not you. Right. Okay. And the same thing is just the reverse is freezing. So, you know, the point at which a liquid will turn to solid is the freezing point, and the point at which a solid will turn to liquid is the melting point. So please note them down. These things are easy, not difficult. You'll understand if you just read. So melting point and freezing point. Freezing point. Right. Okay. Sunny. Okay, next point, see again, boiling, a liquid will turn to gas. This is boiling and boiling point, and if you do the reverse, then it is evaporation, or if a liquid turns to gas, it is either boiling or evaporation, and we'll give you a differentiation point between boiling and evaporation. What is boiling and what is evaporation? We'll give you 3 points by which you will differentiate boiling and evaporation, and that is quite important for your exam, and you need to know the difference between boiling and evaporation. So in general, liquid turn to gas is boiling or evaporation. So evaporation, boiling we'll discuss later. Then the next point, solid to gas, sublimation, and gas to solid. In this book they are saying it's deposition. In this book they are saying deposition, but in other books you will find reverse sublimation or solidification. You will get those points as well. Achha. Practical example, for you will not see many example which in which you will see solid is turning to gas or gas is turning to solid, but একটা example তোমরা দেখবা sometimes, এখন কি তোমরা দেখছো কিনা I'm not sure, দেখবা parent, তোমার parent বা আমাদের grandmother যেটা করে, এটা হচ্ছে তোমার আলমিরার মধ্যে যে কাপড় রাখে ওইটাতে হোয়াইটিশ একটা ন্যাপথলিন বলে, ওইটা দিয়ে রাখে। খেয়াল করছো কখনো? কেউ দেখছো? হোয়াইট একটা ছোট একটা ট্যাবলেটের মতো,
Yes.
এর ভিতরে দিয়ে রাখে যাতে ক্লথে ব্যাড স্মেল না হয়। এইটাকে ন্যাপথলিন বলে। দেখবা এই ন্যাপথলিনটা কখনোই সলিড থেকে লিকুইডে টার্ন করে না, এটা ডিরেক্টলি গ্যাস হয়ে যায়। বোঝা যায় কথাটা?
Yes.
নরমালি তো যেটা হওয়ার কথা এটা হচ্ছে সলিড উইল টার্ন টু লিকুইড এন্ড লিকুইড উইল টার্ন টু গ্যাস, বাট এই ন্যাপথলিন টাইপের এলিমেন্ট গুলা, ম্যাটার ইয়েগুলা, ওরা ডিরেক্টলি সলিড থেকে লিকুইড হয়, and if you condense them they will solid থেকে গ্যাস হয়, and if you condense them they will directly turn from gas to solid bypassing the liquid state. These are the products which will undergo sublimation and solidification. So এটা হচ্ছে দেখো আরেকটা এক্সাম্পল হচ্ছে ড্রাই আইস, যেটা হচ্ছে কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড গ্যাস। কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড গ্যাস সবসময় যেটা হবে, এটা হচ্ছে কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড গ্যাস ডিরেক্টলি কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড সলিড হবে, or other way around, solid or other way around. ওরা কখনোই লিকুইড কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড তুমি কখনোই পাবা না, it's not possible. And it happens at -78.5 degrees centigrade. At -78.5 degrees centigrade temperature, it will turn from gas to solid, and in that temperature it will turn from solid to gas, and there is a phase we will discuss যে আসলে এটা দুইটা টেম্পারেচারটা সেম কেন। হ্যাঁ, মানে if you have a solid carbon dioxide, if you put that solid carbon dioxide at -78.5 degree, then এই যে দেখো এরকম হোয়াইট ভ্যাপার হইতে থাকবে, white vapor form হইতে থাকবে, and you will see. And similarly, if this white vapor, if you have a bottle of this white vapor, and if you put it in -78.5 degrees centigrade, তুমি দেখবা যে এই হোয়াইট ভ্যাপারটা আস্তে আস্তে কনডেন্স হয়ে এই যে আইস হইতেছে। এই যে দেখো এই জায়গায় আইসটা আছে, ড্রাই আইস, এটাকে আমরা ড্রাই আইস বলি, জাস্ট আইসের মতো দেখতে, ইটস ড্রাই আইস। ক্লিয়ার?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is an example of sublimation. Carbon dioxide gas can be sublimed and solidified, means they can be deposited. Okay. Maybe we have ended with time. আমরা তো স্টার্ট করলাম এটা, so we will proceed. So এইটুকু interchanges, interconversions between different states of matter, এটা you should study. And তুমি ওই যে metals এর homeworkটা you should complete and submit, and states of matter এটা তো আমরা ডিসকাস করলাম. So thank you for today. See you in the next class, inshallah.
Bye, sir.
Welcome, Sam.
Bye, sir. See you on the next class.
Yes, see you in the next class.